Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel where I like to share any and all things that bring me joy, hence the name Sharelation. I wanted to do a little bit of an experiment with everyone by testing two sets of products. They are both Japanese products that I purchased in Japan over the past summer, and I've been consistently using them, and I wanted to show the difference that it can make whether you use a concealer by itself, which are the outer two products, or a color control base, which you will put in right before the concealer. So the middle two products are what you'll see is like an orange tint. This one is by RMK called Basic Color Control in the color N04. And this one is another it's called Control Color Base, sorry, by the brand called Kiss. And they're both kind of like an orangey tone. And what I've been trying to experiment with is whether this makes a difference. Supposedly it will help color correct your dark circles or any kind of darker blemish that you're trying to cover before putting on the concealer. So the RMK products are a little bit more expensive, and these are more drugstore type prices. So just to show you here, I did swap, actually I did swap these two products on my arm already. So you can see I am prone to freckles on my arms, and I do have this on my face as well. So I put the color control base over here, which comes out a little orangey. So if you see, if I blend it out, you can see that some of the freckles are starting to be a little bit more faint. And then the little dot to the left of it is really just the concealer by itself, the Canmake concealer by itself. So I'm going to blend this as well. And I wanted to show the difference that it can potentially make if you put the base first, the orange color base first, versus putting the concealer on by itself. So you can see here, it's a little bit more pigmented with the concealer, and that's the spot to the left, and this is the spot to the right. It might be a little hard to tell because my skin is so fair, but I'm hoping that putting the concealer above the color control base will help, and that's on this spot over here. I think both does a pretty good job, but the idea is to use the orange colored base first to kind of hide the blemishes a little bit more. So I hope you can see the difference here. You see here on the left, it's really just the concealer. And here is in addition to the orange base color. Now, of course, my arm is a little bit more fair than my face or the dark circles under my eyes, but you can see here that I think it does cover it a little bit better. You can still see the freckles, but I think it's not as obvious when you have both layers on, and this is just the concealer. Now I'm gonna try a little bit more expensive brand for RMK and do the same thing. So I'm going to choose a different part of my arm. So let's choose the upper part. So there's nothing on my arm here now, and I'm just going to put a little bit of the orange tint or the color control base. And then to the left of it, the same thing. I just have to twist this forward and apply the the concealer just by itself. Now, the same concept goes. I'm just gonna blend this first. This one is a little bit more liquidy, whereas the Kiss brand is a little thicker, just in case you were looking into these products, whether you get it on Amazon, which I'm sure you can, or you get it directly in Japan. So you can see some of the base color of the orange has set in, and now this spot on the left is just the concealer by itself. So I usually just dab it, whether it's with my finger or with a sponge. And you can see it's not a very thick layer that I put on. I usually don't slather a bunch of product on on my under eye circles because it can just get too cakey. Now, I usually just dab it on like this, and you can see this is above the color correction spot. And I don't know if you can really tell. It's sometimes quite hard, but I do feel it adds a good little base to it to help hide some of the blemishes a little bit more. Whereas this spot over here is really just the concealer once again. So I would say when I compare the two products, first I would say having the color corrector on first does help. And I think the RMK products are a little bit more light and liquidy, whereas these two products by Canmake and Kiss is a little bit thicker in terms of the consistency. So it depends what kind of coverage you like. I think both work pretty well. You can see it doesn't completely cover my blemishes on my arm, but you can see it does have decent coverage just to hide it a little bit. And they, whether you use any combination, you can see it does hide some of it, but with the color base, it does help a little bit more. So again, just up close a little bit, you'll see that this is the RMK Basic Control color and the matching RMK concealer. This is in the color 02. And this is control color base by the brand called Kiss. And you can get these in any drugstore in Japan or probably like Yodobashi or Big Camera. And this is also by Canmake Cover and Stretch Concealer UV in the color 01. This is also a very common drugstore brand that you can find all over Japan, and I'm sure you can find these products on Amazon. I'll try to link them down below if you're interested, and of course if you're in Japan, take a look around and browse. There is a price difference between these two, but as you can see, it does do the job. Whether you use either one just depends on the consistency that you like. And if you're looking just to play around with it and do something that choose an inexpensive option, I would opt for the drugstore brand. So that's just a quick little comparison and little demo of these products. I hope you found it useful. If you have any questions about them, please leave a comment down below. I'd love to have a conversation with you there and answer any questions that I can. If you tried these products, do let me know as well how you get on with them, because I think it's helpful just to share amongst the community. Thanks, and have a great rest of your day. Stay happy and healthy, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye.